Can the Dolphins not beat good teams? They're 6-0 versus teams that are under 500 and 0-3 versus teams that are over 500.
So, I've been thinking about this. I don't think it's necessarily like that they can't. And let me be clear. I'm not going to sit here and sympathize with them. Like, as of right now, if you were looking at the fraud radar, like everyone's going to say, like, and everyone's been saying, like, yeah, they're definitely peeping on that fraud radar because of what's been going down, what's transpired. But it's more like, I do think that they can do it.
Yeah.
But, again, no, I'm going back and forth. But it's like, then realistically, you ask yourself, like, is this going to be the year that they lift the Lombardi? Probably not. Because, realistically, again, they're going to have to go 4 in a row, very likely. And if you can't even get one consistently right now against the good teams, the chances you go in and get 4 in a row is going to be really, really, really slim. So I think, if anything, it's more indicative that, like, yes, this Dolphins team is really good and really talented, but this isn't the team that's going to go do the whole thing. Not that it can't happen soon, and I think it very well could happen soon. If anything, though, I think it's just an indicator of how much is still missing, and that they are a great team, but they're just missing a few more things. That's really all it's saying. When you match them up with the big dogs, they're very generally, it's not even like they're getting blown out or anything really more than ones, or it's not like consistently. It's just they're missing a few punches, they're hanging in there just enough, and they're not being the one that's landed the final blow. But it's like they just need a little more.
Do you think it's because they're relying too much on their pass game?
I don't know. Again, like I said, and it's funny because I know Bradley,
like recently, I know they weren't earlier in the year, but with Achane out.
Again, it sounds weird, but I'm going to stick to it, and everyone's going to probably, especially Dolphins fans, probably disagree with me a lot right now. But I don't care. I'm sticking with this 100%. I think the biggest difference right now between them, it's weird because that's the thing. I was going to say the Chiefs, but then I took it back because it's like you got Chris Jones up the middle. My thing, they have Bradley Chubb's really coming to his own, really good pass rusher, and then Jalen Phillips, really good pass rusher. But again, they need the elite. Like that elite game record that they don't have. They don't have the elite game record. And that is what it comes down to. I truly do believe. Give the Dolphins a absolute game-wrecking D lineman. That would be the tipping point for them. They don't have it right now. And that's, I think, going to keep being the thing. If they don't get it this offseason, we'll see where it goes. Or if Jalen Phillips or Bradley Chubb doesn't take that step. But again, if anything, at this point in their career, Jalen's going to be the guy to take the elite step. Because Bradley's already been around long enough. But Bradley's been a good pass rusher for a long time. Really good pass rusher for a long time. But yeah, exactly. You need someone to turn into the elite status.
They kind of held the Chiefs up at first. Like it was a tough game, even though the Chiefs won. But in my opinion, what was the most surprising thing for you about the Chiefs this game? The fact that how well their defense played against an explosive Miami team, or the fact that they were able to win when their offense isn't really operating at top gear?
Well, no. So that's what's funny is I'm going to go back to this right away because you were saying it, and I do agree with it in this game specifically 100%. Like, they didn't run the ball enough, and them not running the ball enough is probably why they lost this game specifically, right? They let the Chiefs not hang in it. They let them take it because of the fact, too, that when they were, right, like, okay, here's the stat that needs to be announced, right? Raheem Mostert, 7.1 yards a carry. Every other running back did play poorly. Get Raheem the ball. Keep running those zone runs you were running, especially at the end of the game. Things look great, but they abandoned it for whatever reason. I don't know what the situation was. Whatever the case, that's why I do believe this game specifically, the Dolphins sold themselves because, yeah, they didn't go to the run game when they needed to. Relied a little too much on Tua. And, again, I don't think it's what does this say about the team or what does it say about them specifically? I don't know, but I think you could apply it to both of them. I think maybe for Mahomes and Tua playing in this interesting environment, I don't know, maybe just threw them off a little bit because you could say both of them necessarily didn't have their best game, right? It's like, not to make excuses for anybody, but definitely a little bit of an interesting situation. Like where they played the game and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And the way you got to travel.
Early games,
yeah,
jet lag.
I think, too, what I wanted to point out about this game, and it's been the thing with the Dolphins. I said this before earlier. I have to go back and look specifically which games it has been. But when teams play really well against the Dolphins or beat them, we can use the Patriots as an example, too. They didn't, like where you like play them close. You got to get hands on the receivers right away. Early on in the play, you got to get them off timing. That's the only way you can beat this team. I can't say the only, but I'm going to say that's the main way you're going to beat this offense. Certainly. So, at this point, yeah, the blueprint's out.